Alright guys, today's goal, the learner will understand how to calculate permutations. So n factorial, that's what this n factorial is written like this. You'll see more how it works out than that equation. But in a minute. Now, permutation, arrangement of object in which the order matters. So think about like a combination lock. Even if I told you the combination of my lock is 4, 12, 22. If that's not the order, are you going to unlock it? No. Now, I wouldn't tell you that because it would be too little things you could do, but the order matters, so that would be a permutation. Now, so where it says evaluate 3 factorial, see how it says n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 until you get down to 1? So think about this. 3 factorial equals, well, n is 3 times, well, what's 3 minus 1? 2. What's 3 minus 2? 1. Once you get to 1, you're done. So what's 3 times 2 times 1? 6. So 5 factorial. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Well, 5 times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60, times 2, 120. So now we have 10 factorial. So go ahead and put pause, write it out, try to calculate it. Alright, so hopefully you did so. So you have 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay. So that would be 3,628,800. So that's what the factorials are. Now, if you look back now at our equation here, right here, we're going to have to use those factorials. See how it says NPR equals n factorial divided by n minus r factorial? Okay. So let's look down at these down here. Okay. So it says 6p2. So what that tells me is n is 6, r is 2, so fill it in. You get that equals 6 factorial divided by 6 minus 2 factorial. Okay? So we use the equation. So now write these out. You get 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now 6 minus 2 is 4. So 4 factorial, well, divided by that. But what's 4 factorial? So you still have 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Since there's only multiplication going on, all those cancel out. So how many permutations are there in 6? Permutations 2. Well, what's 6 times 5? 30. Okay? So 5 permutation 5. So let's see. We have 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 5 factorial. Let's set up a little bar here so we don't confuse. And I'll switch up colors now. So you'd have 5 factorial over 0 factorial. Now, we'll talk about that in a minute, but 5 factorial. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 0 factorial is 1. Okay? So just multiply, the ones cancel out. 5 times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60, times 2, 120. Big thing that we need to remember, 0 factorial equals 1. Alright guys, so after those couple examples, go ahead and press pause. Try to calculate the next one. Okay. So, if you need to, you can, hopefully you wrote that down, but there's the equation again, so if you haven't, write that down. So you do 8 factorial divided by 8 minus 3 factorial. So this is going to be 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Divided by, well, 8 minus 3 is 5, so you have factorial times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. All of these cross off. So you just have left 8 times 7 times 6. So 336. Okay, so there's your permutations. Remember, permutations mean the order matters. Okay? So, let's take a look at this. Your garage has a keypad that can be used to open the garage door. Your code has 5 digits. You remember that the 5 digits are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But you cannot remember the sequence. What is the probability that you open the garage on the first try? Okay, so first thing you have to figure out is how many possible numbers do we have to choose from? Well, we have 5. Does the order matter? Yes, so it's a permutation. How many of those 5 numbers do we need to pick? 5. Because we need to figure out the total possible number of combinations. So we have 5 factorial over 5 minus 5 factorial. So you have 5 factorial over 0, which we know is 1. So you get 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 over 1. So there's 120 ways. Well, how many of those codes, how many possible correct ways can you enter? 1. So your probability, 1 over 120. Okay? So that's how you can apply word problems to this. So, alright guys, go ahead and copy these next 2 problems down. Bring them into class completed tomorrow. So we will see you guys then. Have a good night.